Looking for a die. Some dice. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm not in my car. What? I'm in a home? Indeed. Feeling good today. There's a lot of dense energy out there, which makes sense. I'm on the vibe. I'm like always, on a different step than the rest of everybody, it seems. But I am just really enjoying my life today, and that is huge. So, the energy for today, it is May, so we have 5 month of a 5 year, but it's 7, so that brings us to what? See, I hate math. Good at numerology, hate math. What is it, 17? So, the 7 day of a 5 month. 7, we're dealing with personal shit, and having to practice, having to show our work, where the 5 month is a lot of potential, right? A lot of pivoting, and with the 5 year as well, a lot of community. That's what I really think that this 5 years is a lot about, community, because 555 altogether is a number, according to Dream Below Melchizedek, for Christ consciousness, and that's always resonated with me, because that would be like sort of a name for the collective human consciousness, and sort of what we're stepping into from just I, me, to we, and it's a big year as far as all of that goes, because you have that one structure of the 4 with the 1 going from last year, rebuilding. So the 17th day, we are not just trying to find this mastery, the secret of our individual perspective that only we can provide, but we're being asked to bring it forth so that we can enter an 8 of understanding what it is to have it and to not, to create a circuit that is sustainable, that is self-fulfilling. So, yes, how about some more numbers for you? Get a little read here. So we have 4. That always happens. I didn't see what it was. 4 and 2. So the 6, Queen Coco Moon, what's going on? If you would like a mini reading, let me know. Just talking about the energy of the day. So, at random, I've drawn 4, 2, and 8. So, the 8 is that sort of circuit that we're learning to complete. The 2 is what do we give to be taken? How do we, when do we know when to give and when to take the trash out, right? That's what that sacrifice is. It's not necessarily, throwing away the things that are needed. It is throwing away the things that are in excess. And is it thrown away? Do we just drop it somewhere else? Do we take care of, or do we recycle it? And that 4 is like literally the infrastructure of the whole thing that we're building. Especially today. Hey, Serafina. That 4 is the infrastructure of the whole thing that we're building in today. And so altogether that's a 14. So the 4 and the 1 is that 5. How do we, what column are we holding up? And do we want to be holding up the columns that we are, and what we are holding up, as far as the structures that we either want to destroy, deplete, or contribute to? So, yes, I am sitting here really finally just in comfort and pleasure. The wind is coming to the window. It has been so hot the past few days, but today it is lovely. And I just feel comfortable enough. I've gotten a lot of things done that I've been working on or needing to get done. Sort of cleaned up my website a little bit. Grooving Goddess, what's going on? Yeah, not much to say. I thought I'd get this one done early because I've been doing these really late at night, last minute, because I gotta get it done every day. but today I decided to go ahead and do it. So if one of you ladies want to come on, we can talk about the Meow podcast, or if you if you want a card or a numbers read, I would love to do that for you as well. Always in service, whatever I can offer. The numbers generally for today, what did I say? The 4, and it's 5, 7, 5. So it's, we're sort of uncovering our own essence of like that perspective that we have to offer, so that we feel valuable, so that we feel like, the whole thing needs us. And it truly does. We each have to feel our own, oh, I'm so sorry, Andrea. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Unless it was a good cry, then either way, I'm sure, it was a healthy cry, right? So feeling worthy in our own perspective, really understanding that, like, we're the only ones who can have it, which is why it's so important that we share it, feeling empowered enough to share it, feeling empowered enough to learn, feeling secure enough in our own perspective that we're then able and willing to seek out other people's perspectives, knowing that it adds to ours, it doesn't take away. Well, I am holding space for you, my dear. A lot of people are going through it today. It is definitely one of those things. So let me see here if the cards will give us a little more detailed perspective than these little numbers. Using my Enchanted Tarot. Recently, I've just been learning, I've really been trying to have more gratitude. I feel like that's something I've taken for granted over the years. It's like, yes, I manifest this wonderful thing, so then I just forget how I manifested it. It's like, everything's gonna be great forever, and so then I just fall back into the game. But, just the littlest, I'm remembering that just like the littlest actions throughout the day, every day, are really what, change things. And there's such a big impact from just one moment of awareness, one empowered decision. So a lot of preparation being done to build the new matrix, understanding the nature of this reality. It's not as important as it is our relationship with it. No matter how we decide, whatever perspective we decide to take on how we do create our own reality, or how we see the vibrations behind the veil, it is, it's all about that empowerment, that feeling of having a say, having control. I see a lot of stuff coming up about the old, game of power, the game of give and take, and it's not, just give, surrender. If there's an option to surrender, it must be surrendered, because there really is no, ultimately, a fight to surrender to. There's no win, no loss. We feel that intensity, and we value it, right, for what it is, but then we sink below and truly enjoy the story behind everything, even when we do find the loss, because that's why we're here, right? And it is time, really, to step out there and make relationships, form the new partnerships that are going to help you bring through the things that you're dreaming of. And don't do it out of a sense of, it's also like noticing where we feel obligated to do things for others in relationships. I have this Queen of Swords here. She's like not seeing any weakness for anything, for anyone, because she must, she must maintain her strength, and, she must have the best from others when, you know, it can be given, because the losses, you know, are just too great whenever we don't have that sort of integrity. Lots of integrity, lots of maintaining our, it's like over and over again coming up this sort of having a certain concern and feeling validated in doing nothing about it. Like, and then as it just increases, it's like, oh, you didn't do or say anything or try, like, so what is it that you know, are mad about? Honestly, it's wild the extent to which we want to blame, even if it's ourselves. Like, there's no blame. Don't give your blame to the one. Give your mercy. It's like, have mercy. Give that mercy, you know, to the deepest extent that you can, because wouldn't you deserve it? They deserve it. We all. There's no they. There's, you know, in this context of whether, you know, we're blaming the government or the systems at large, or, you know, the person who cut us off in traffic. It is not something that anytime, you know, people are valid and people are doing exactly what they would do, you would do if you were in their shoes, right? And if we truly felt and recognized that, I think the world would be a lot different. And it's not your responsibility, you know, to take care of other people's shit. That's, you know, all of our, that's still that 3D thing that we're in, is we have to just take care of our own and whatever. But the things that we do want to take care of with others, that is where we find, like, our, you know, our purpose, our vocation, and feeling validated and knowing that we should go do that if we feel the need to, because not everybody wants to do that. Sometimes we kind of get caught up in this flip side of the narcissism that's inherent, you know, in humanity. It's just this thinking that I'm not worthy to go do that thing that I want to do because, you know, there's so many better people. Well, it's like, maybe those people that you're seeing as better don't even want to be doing it. Like, they want to be doing something else, but they can't because you're not stepping up to do it. Like, there is enough for everyone. And we're so quick to point out, and it's very subconscious, to point out and vilify, like, childlike behavior, playfulness, or even just like that boastful, like, confidence of someone who's just learned something, you know, or found a passion for something. And it's like, oh, well, you know, they're just gonna fall on their face if they just whatever. And it's like, they probably, hopefully they do. That's what we all aim for, right? Well, we don't aim to fail, but we need to start aiming to fail, because failure is inevitable. Only truly substantial, successful structures are built on a series of failures, misconceptions, and bad ideas. Just doing the best we can, lining up those resources, not blaming ourselves, not blaming each other, stepping into the knowing that this criticism isn't a critic, is living that failure life every moment, and you can fully embrace that critic and go forward knowing that you will not let him down. Fail, 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 fail. That's the message for me today. I don't know about you. Alright, well, I guess that's good enough. I hope that that was of service to any of you all. And if not, tough. See my website, psychosomagic.com. No K, but spelled the same as my handle. To book with me or read some poetry. A pyramid of failure to build on. That is beautiful, Serafina. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because there's no, you know, just like, you want to know that the system on which you stand is tried and true. And in trials, like, if you've got it right every time, like, it's kind of like math. It makes me think of math, because math, they don't know why math is the way it is. Like, they just know that it works, but they don't know why. Or evolution. Like, we know that evolution is a symptom of this broader thing called life, but they don't know why. And it's like, we can't put all of our trust on, you know, this thing that we don't truly understand. It can get, you can chart anything in the physical world with mathematics, but why is that? It's like, the truth isn't math. Math isn't God, you know, or whatever. It's just that sort of symptom and evolution, you know. I think that we're very quickly going to be uncovering a lot of the fallacies that are inherent in just the general theory. I think, you know, it is a true, I mean, it's obvious in how it's got, like, the core of it is true, and the way that, you know, adaptation, you know, is something that happens but it happens a lot quicker than, you know, than just having to be when someone dies, and, you know, whether or not they reproduce. We adapt in a lot of ways all the time, and adaptation is means for natural selection or some shit like that. I don't know. So I'm going to close this off now. I should just start these off saying, like, all right, you guys, bye, and then I'll, like, have things to say, because that's how that always happens. I look different. I know. I wake up every day just, like, almost wondering which one I'm going to be today, because there's so many. And I think that's another thing that has been coming up a lot, is, like, in the vastness of our beingness, we don't know which true version, you know, of each other that we're interacting with, or even ourselves. Like, sometimes, you know, memories come up. It's like, have I even remembered that before? Is that really something that, like, I experienced, you know? And it's like, well, did we, who knows? And, like, how much does that truly matter? If you know, your mother have completely different memories about something that happened, like, how much does that influence, like, the connection that you have in this moment? And just imagine if we greeted each other as if we were brand new in every single moment, and especially ourselves. I really am. Thank you so much. I, like, feel it. I really do. It's how tapped in, you know, I'm feeling, just like whenever some days I can, I'm there, and some days I'm not, and it's totally fine. Because whenever I do feel like a garbage person, I know that, like, that's who I am today, you know, and there's nothing to do but embrace it. And then other days, whenever I'm this, the difference in perception, absolutely. That is it. That is absolutely it. You know, you look in the mirror and you're just like, ugh! I'm like, well, then you're walking around with this face all day. And you just allow yourself to truly see it, you know, and feel it, and breathe through it. I mean, light is awesome. I think, like, our faces and everything are just oscillating so much more than we, like, allow it to. Garbage men are real people, and they are often handsome, so I don't even mean that as a whatever. I mean, like, the swamp monster, which I know that's my final form, and I cannot wait. But I'm enjoying being this human for a little bit. But it's all about perception. All about it. I could tell myself one hand is bigger, and it will look bigger, and it will get bigger, and it's crazy. Reality is not. But our bodies especially, like, we know that we're made of water. We know that if you drop a freshly dead femur, it's like, it'll bounce off the ground. Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, what is it that causes that ossification, right? Alright. Dustbin pandas are cute as hell. I've never heard of such a thing. Checking them out. Alright. Bye, ladies. Hope I talk to you soon.